Do you ever find yourself frustrated that you're doing everything right, but you're still not living the life that you feel that you deserve? Over the last 4 years, I've come to realize the mistakes that most people make when they're trying to live their best life, but they keep on failing, getting the same results they say they want to avoid. Today, I'm going to show you 3 ways to help you get aligned with the desires you want and the desires you have. Because once you're in alignment, you can completely transform your ability to manifest anything you want. If you're new here, my name is Rachel, and this is where we talk all about the law of attraction, manifestation, meditation, and so much more. My goal is to keep things simple. I want to provide you with practical tips that you can start using today. Let's talk alignment. When life doesn't seem to be going as planned, it's likely that we are out of alignment, and most times we don't even know it. Think of alignment like a magnet. When you're perfectly aligned, you're magnetizing everything you want in your life. Things are coming effortlessly. But when you're out of alignment, it's like trying to push 2 magnets of opposite poles together. They just don't stick. As a matter of fact, most times they repel so much, it's like what you're chasing, your desire, sometimes appears to be running away from you. Just like magnets repel. Now you might be asking, what does alignment even really mean, and how do you even know when you're aligned? Alignment involves 3 working parts. They all have to be in sync with each other, and even if one of them is out of sync, you're out of alignment. Alignment requires that all 3 of these working parts are pointed in the exact same direction, and that is the direction of your desires. Think of it like a GPS. You plug in the proper point of your destination, but then you decide to take all kinds of random side roads. So what happens? It takes you a lot longer to get to your destination. But if after plugging in the proper destination, you follow the exact route, you get to your destination a lot more quickly. And these 3 working parts of alignment are absolutely crucial. The problem is, so many people often work with just 2 and get frustrated that their desired outcome isn't coming to them. Most times they don't even realize that they're not doing what's necessary to get them there because one thing is out of sync. And when you're not aligned, often what happens is you start blaming external factors for why you're not getting the things you think you deserve. And this only increases resistance, which ends up taking you back to square one. So what are those 3 working parts, and how do we get them in sync? I'm going to walk you through 4 real life examples, each where a different working part is misaligned. The 3 working parts required for aligning yourself with your desires are thought, emotion, and action. Let's take a look at example number 1 when thought is out of alignment. This example involves a former work friend, Cassie. Cassie had recently graduated from a program and was ready to take the next step and try to advance her career. She got an interview, didn't get the job. In our conversations pre-interview, she was really nervous. Because she was just a fresh graduate, she kept saying things like, "What if I'm not qualified enough?" Of course she's qualified. She already completed the program. But then she worried about other people being more qualified than her. And then once she took the interview but didn't get the job, she said things like, I probably didn't deserve this job anyway. I don't think I'm even ready. And so I said to her, do you realize the negative self-talk that you are having with yourself over and over and over again? And through our conversations, we worked through that negative self-talk and flipped the script. When she got her next interview, even though she was just as nervous as she was during the first interview, she caught herself every time she thought things or said things like, maybe I'm not qualified. There are so many candidates. How would I ever get this job? Those sorts of things. And guess what? She got the job. Those negative thoughts are incredibly powerful. These thoughts create conflict inside of you, even if your emotions and your actions are in the right place. It's like trying to build a house on a fault line. No matter how strong the foundation appears, those underlying doubts, those fears, that negative self-talk will eventually cause everything to crumble. For true alignment, your thoughts need to support your desire, not sabotage it. For the second example, we are going to take a look at when emotion is out of alignment. This example involves a gentleman named Joe trying to live a healthier, more active lifestyle. Joe decided to join a gym and made the commitment to eating healthier. During a conversation at the gym one day, Joe asked a group of us, "How do you guys stay so motivated?" And during our conversation, I recognized that he had 2 emotional blocks. He confided in us that it was a real struggle to commit to coming to the gym even just once a week. He wanted to come more often, but he just didn't know how to get himself out the door and into the gym. During our conversation, I realized that he was having what we call emotional blocks. And when we're having an emotional block, it means we're not in alignment. And when we're not in alignment, it's difficult to live the life that we desire. First, Joe was feeling shame and embarrassment because he didn't feel that his level of stamina was anywhere near the rest of the people in the gym. Joe was also resentful for having to give up his favorite sweets and treats, especially when others in the house were still eating them. So by the end of the conversation, Joe had made some decisions to try to help him problem solve and get the supports that he needed. In the end, he chose to be honest with his girlfriend about how he felt about the foods in the house. He was working really hard to avoid them, but she didn't even realize the stress that it was causing him. She offered to become his accountability partner, and 6 months later, Joe was considering becoming a health coach. He was so excited about the changes he had seen within himself, and he knew what it felt like to be in a place where you feel defeated. Now, although this wasn't an overnight process, Joe realized that his negative self-talk was supporting negative emotions. Once he found the support he needed, once he allowed the positive emotions to take over, he was then able to align himself with the lifestyle he had been dreaming of. When you're in true alignment, your emotions should feel as good as your intentions. This brings joy and excitement to the process, not resentment and frustration. Example 3, when action is out of alignment, involves a girl named Michelle. When I met Michelle during a course that we were taking together, she had previously been in a really poor relationship and she was ready to get back on the scene. Her thoughts and emotions were in the right place. She knew exactly what kind of relationship she wanted, and she was excited about the relationship that was awaiting. But her actions told a different story. Time and time again, a small group of us would get together. We would have social nights in, we would have social nights out, and every time we invited Michelle. She always had an excuse why she couldn't make it. Throughout our conversations, I realized that she was getting really frustrated that she wasn't meeting Mr. Right. I was pretty pointed with her, and I said, "Michelle, what do you expect? You never leave the house." She received my question quite well because the next get together, we went to an open mic and she decided to come with us. She had never been to open mic before and she really enjoyed her time there. The next week, she decided to venture out to open mic on her own. And you guessed it, she met a really awesome guy and she did it all on her own. But until her action was aligned, that was never going to happen. Example number 4 is also when action is misaligned, but in a slightly different way. There's this saying that goes, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So let me tell you about Gemma. Gemma has experienced several poor relationships, one after another after another. She too wanted something different, but unlike Michelle, she was ready to take action, which sounds good, right? The problem with Gemma is that she immediately began falling into the same patterns. She began dating the same types of people she swore she was trying to avoid. And when she came to talk to me, the conversations were all the same. He's a really busy person, so he doesn't call me a lot, but he's so amazing. His car broke down, so he had to cancel plans, but he promises he's going to make it up to me. His car's going to cost a lot to fix, so I lent him some money, but he's going to work overtime to pay me back. He's so exhausted from working those long hours. We haven't even gotten a chance to see each other, but I'm sure he'll call soon. Gemma, do you see what you're doing? It's great that she was ready to take action, but her action led her down a path she said she wanted to avoid. She knew that this was not what she truly wanted. The easy path is always the path of least resistance. This misalignment of her actions kept her stuck in the same cycle. This was preventing her from meeting who was truly right for her and who she said that she was trying to become. For true alignment, your actions need to reflect your intentions, not contradict them. And P.S. sometimes The universe will throw these kinds of people and events in your path on purpose, just to test to see if you actually are ready to receive what you say you want. The path isn't always easy, but it's worth it. Those three working parts, thought, emotion, action, they have to be in alignment and they have to be in sync in order for your desired outcome to happen. Every time you doubt, worry, or let fear creep in, you're shifting yourself out of alignment. But the great thing is, the more you become aware of this, the more you recognize that you are doing this, the easier it is for you to get back on track and get yourself back into alignment. Align your thoughts by clearing your mind of doubt and negative talk. Align your emotions by visualizing your desires as if you already have them. Feel the emotion that would be attached to what it would be like to already have everything that you desire. Align your actions by listening to your gut. When you're in alignment, the universe will nudge you more and more into the right direction. Listen to those nudges and act on them. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all working together, you will become an unstoppable force. Remember, manifesting isn't just about wishing for something and hoping and waiting for it to fall into your lap. It's about becoming the person who is ready and deserving of receiving it, thinking, feeling, acting like it's already yours. So check in with yourself regularly. Are your thoughts supporting your desires? Are your emotions in line with your intentions? Are your actions moving you closer towards your goal? If not, now is the perfect time to realign and attract your heart's desires. Until next time, enjoy the joy.